So guys, welcome to episode 61 of AllGenGamers. I'm one of your hosts, Johnny Millennium of the Happy Console Gamer Show, and we're joined by the always beautiful Emulator Review, Jason Heine.
Very sassy. Hello.
I enjoy doing that, actually.
I like it.
And we are also joined by the incredible Pete Dorr.
What is going on?
It's exciting as usual.
Not quite as sexy as John.
Yeah, not quite as good. And with a bit of a delay on his mic is John Gamester81. How you doing, John?
What's going on, guys? How you guys doing?
Pretty good. And we're actually doing really well tonight. We're actually doing happily well because we're joined by another super happy guy.
I saw what you did there.
Oh, you saw what I did that? I'm bringing him in, Mr. Derek Alexander, the happy video game nerd.
Double happy. We're having a great time. Got the happy console gamer. Got me, another happy guy.
Yeah. Well, we'll actually talk about how I met Derek at PAX. We'll talk about that in a little bit, and we want to bring him definitely onto the podcast. But Derek, why don't you tell us a little bit about your YouTube show and your humble beginnings on YouTube? Because you started before us, probably around, is it 4 years ago now?
Yeah. The happy nerd just turned 4.
Wow.
Which is, oh man, I can't believe I've been doing this BS for as long as I have.
That's funny. It's funny because I first came onto YouTube, and this is an interesting thing for a lot of people who make shows now, is that when I was doing searches for like video game reviews, there wasn't a lot of guys doing it, and you were one of the few doing it at the time. I remember another guy called Jedite. I don't know if you remember that guy, but
I think I do. I came like there was James came in right when YouTube started, and then he inspired a whole group of people to he inspired a whole group of people to start reviewing, and I came kind of after that because that community kind of started to wane and kind of fall off, and that's when I jumped in.
Okay, what is your favorite video game of all time?
Mega Man's 2 and 3 tied.
It is just hands down, without a question.
Yeah, that's they're not the best games, but when I think about kind of shaping the person I am as a gamer and the person that I am as a musician, like those are probably the two games I've always gone back to, and they've always just meant a lot to me, and they're all genuinely good.
Oh, I didn't play number 3, but number 2 for me is just, I love number 2 so much.
Yeah, and
this reminds me of being a kid playing that.
The only one that matched number 2 in terms of that like level of perfection. They're both games that are like perfect on a level that cannot be beaten but only matched. And that's why I think they're like, the debate will rage forever, but I'm just like, why debate? I love them both. My show started as not only as a response to James' work, because I am a fan. I'm still a fan. And also I've met James many times and couldn't be a nicer guy. Total class act and gentleman and a cool dude. So I got nothing but love for that guy. But a lot of his imitators, I would watch their shows, and frankly, some of them were not very good. And my show was kind of like, all these people are taking James's idea. Some of them are doing an excellent job with it. A lot of them, I don't know, I felt that they weren't. And so my show was kind of like a reaction to people that were kind of just doing the same thing. And I was like, well, why not do something different? And that's where the idea for the happy video game nerd. I should probably announce that YouTube private messages, I just don't have time to respond to them anymore.
It's broken.
Yeah, it's a terrible system.
The whole system is broken. You think for a company that owns Google, you think it'd be a lot, Gmail, you think it would be a lot better, but yeah, it's broken.
Yeah.
It's like when people get in a string of messages with you and you're going back and forth, it's so hard to keep up with what they told you, because it's like, I'll write back to somebody and I'll be like, let me know what you thought of the game or whatnot, whatever. And then they'll get back to me and they're like, I love the game, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what game did I tell them about again? Like, I can't remember.
So long ago and what?
Yeah.
So besides White Knight Chronicles 2, today was a historical day. Jason, do you know why that is?
Today is a historical day in Pete Dorr's world.
Yes. He's busy playing the Battlefield 3 beta right now.
Yeah. So I'm like, my walls are up. I don't know what's going on out there right now.
What the hell?
I
You
really
can
don't
tell
know, Pete. What's up?
when Jason's internet is lagging, you know he's up to something sneaky over there. You hear his voice breaking
Playing
up.
Hydro Thunder the whole time.
So today, the Eco Shadow of the Colossus collection released in the US for the PlayStation 3. So, someone's car's driving off in the background. That's Jason. He's going to buy it right now. Jason's like, fuck. I forgot.
It's Jason picking that shit up.
I'm going to pick that shit up. I'd be in line for that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna download and play it because I've never really played Battlefield. So, and Jason, you talked about it so much that I definitely have to see.
Do
what's
not
going
go into it expecting Call of Duty. Just
on.
watch.
What are you talking about? I'm expecting Call of Duty.
No, you can't.
Kidding.
You have to go into it expecting
Anything.
realism.
Yeah, well, let's go in there. Let's do that together. Like, let's squad up and play it together. Because playing Battlefield by yourself is a completely different game than playing with people you know.
It is very true, though. Jason is
I know
100% right.
I know people that say I don't like Battlefield. It's because they go in, they play by themselves, and they get owned. You know what I mean? Like, you have to work together. You have to work as a team. That's the beauty of a Battlefield game. So, you know, let's do that together and make it work.
Sure.
Cool.
And on that
Anything
note,
else?
Jason is hoping this is the shortest podcast ever.
Hopefully.
Oh yeah, I guess.
Hopefully.
Anything else, Jason?
That's it. Moving on. John, how about you? Cool.
Yeah, there we go.
Johnny, yep, good, awesome. See ya.
All right.
This podcast was created by retro video game collectors and YouTube show hosts Pete Dorr, Happy Console Gamer, Gamester81, and myself, Jason Heine. Make sure to follow along and subscribe to us on iTunes under the podcast section, AllGenGamers. And if you want more information about this podcast, please visit www.allgengamers.com.